morning, everybody. How are you? The devilishly handsome Ian Dixon. Good morning, sir.
Shut up, for fuck's sake. Jesus.
Good morning, everybody. How are you? I hope you are okay. This beautiful Wednesday morning, this Wise Up Wednesday here at the show, Wise Up Rise Up show. I did a little impromptu live yesterday. I was trying to work out where I was and where am I, because obviously I'm not at home yet, and I'm not going to be until Friday. So where have I been? So I did a little impromptu live yesterday as we were filming over in Cambridge with Clue Content Creation Agency, and they were doing some like B-roll stuff, some like behind the scenes, like this is Dan, do the short Rise Up show, all of this sort of stuff. So I did a little live yesterday, which was really cool. I was feeling all fly and funky fresh, and then we finished at about 4:30, and then I drove over to Surrey, where I'm staying at my incredible friend Deep Badger's house. We spent the evening dining on the Thames, darling. It was very posh. It was very lovely. We had a beautiful, beautiful dinner last night, and then we had a sleepover. But we'd not seen each other for that long. We were just gassing and gassing and gassing and talking and talking and talking. And then my head didn't hit the pillow. Woke up this morning and I'm absolutely like, I feel like I've got a cold. I think it's just things catching up with me, right? It would be right to assume. But you know, can you see here? Like, I feel like I'm all like congested. So I got to steam my face this morning after the show, get myself right, because I'm heading over into that there London this afternoon to speak at the glorious Nicola Rowley's Media Meet and Mingle. So yeah, really action-packed few days here at IATQB HQ. And then I'm heading over. Where am I going after that? Heading over to Warrington or Chester, I think, one of those two places, for a full day strategy session with one of my phenomenal clients, Steve Hesketh, who you will have seen speak at Be Inspired on all things hospitality. So we're spending the day together, tightening up all the nuts and bolts for the rest of his speaking journey. So it's a very exciting time while we're creating lots and doing lots, and still doing the do from a speaking perspective, still doing the do from a client serving perspective. And it is, yes, it's full on. Some of you are messaging me going, Danny, you're doing too much. Don't worry, I've got the weekend off, and things sort of start to settle down as much as they ever do into next week, as we start to pick up the one-to-ones from our new cohort, which is very, very exciting. So yeah, lots going on. We're heading on into week 3 of Be Heard, So You Want to Be a Speaker, which is my group course program. And then once that finishes in a few weeks' time, we will then be scooping up all of our September cohort in preparation for September's Be Inspired. So yeah, we've got all of the things happening kind of one after the other. I have a holiday booked. You will be pleased to know the team have protected the first couple of weeks in August. I'm booking a holiday and going actually away. So yeah, loads of exciting stuff happening. I was talking to you about some of those things yesterday. The membership, the show, Rise Up show, is moving into a membership space. We're doing some big things with the show in the background. So lots of cool stuff. But today is Wise Up Wednesday. So I invite members of our community, members of our wider community, to come on over and have a conversation about the things that they're getting up to, what they're doing, and to share with you a little bit more about themselves. And today we have got friend of the hive, friend of mine, and all-round glorious human being, Michelle Thomas from the Happy Business Club, joining us. Michelle, get on in here. Good morning.
That's so freaking frizzy I am. Honest to God.
She's so excited.
Right.
Michelle, come on, get on in here. How are you? Good morning. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. Do you know what? I love Wednesdays. I love Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I have a song.
A day of the wine in it. We're loving.
I love. Right. I'm not going to sing it for you now, though.
That is certainly one way to attack life, right? Every day that one of my friends, a guy called Matt. He starts all of his talks and he starts all of his lives with, "What a time to be alive!" Like, what a time to be alive, and I love that. What a time to be alive, Michelle Thomas.
I know, and he gets to be all reflective, and I just end up being busy.
Oh my
That's
fucking
fine.
God, I'm so excited to be here. And we're excited to have you. So here we are on the Short Wise Up Rise Up show. Michelle, tell us a little bit about what you do. We've got lots to talk about this morning. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Right, I'm going to do this vocal business card. All right, here you go.
I love it. A student being a student and now doing the do. Let's go. Let's go.
And I am practicing and I am taking the opportunity to practice. Okay, I am Michelle Thomas and I am the Happy Business Coach.
Yes, you are.
I help heart-led small business owners to weave sustainable happiness into the very fabric of their business so that they can get their freaking mojo back. That's what I do.
Shut up, Michelle, and take my money. I love it. And here's the thing. So many of us have businesses, right? And it's particularly in this community. We are an entrepreneurial community. We're a startup community. And it's very easy to get lost in the melee and sometimes the drudgery of trying to push the stationary car. When you're starting a business, when you're a startup, pushing that stationary car to get the whole thing moving is a hard slog. And to consider what it takes in order to weave happiness into the fabric of your business is necessary. So Michelle, like, what an incredible idea to have that as a consideration for people that have businesses and the direct impact that that'll have on mental health. No,
absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing that I practice and preach is proactive happiness. Happiness, what you can do for yourself to fill up your cup in whatever way that is important to you. So happiness is different for different people. They'll use different words, they'll have different feelings around it. But it also means that doing more of the things that you love so that you can feel good every single day, using that to fill up your cup. And then when you're a heart-led business owner, what actually happens, because it's part of your business, is that all the stuff that you put in your cup, when it gets to overflowing, that's what you share with others. And as you well know, because you always talk about it as well, if your cup isn't full, then it's going to be extremely difficult to share that with others. And we try. And this is the thing, we're constantly trying and we're giving everything of ourselves, but we need to give to ourselves first. And not only that, I even want to take it a level further, because one of the things that I've noticed in this world at this time, and probably in different ways in the past in history, but at this time, the world that we're living in, the mood feels very flat. It's starting to change now, but the mood feels very flat. There's a lot dragging us down, and the downward spiral is very, very real, and it feels very real. And I just said to myself one day, you know, when you in this community, you're always asked, what is your mission? What is your mission? Even if it's just something that you have to figure out for yourself. And when I ask myself what the mission is, for me, it's to lift the mood of the planet. That's it. Lift the mood of the planet. I can't do it on my own. I can give it a blooming good go, but I can't do it on my own. And I know in my community, especially the community that I'm building with the small business owners. Now, this is the thing, the heart-led small business owners are the ones that are putting the effort in now. They're the ones that are creeping up behind everybody else, and they're the ones that are making a difference. And I want to support that. I want to support that with my whole heart. So those are the levels that I like to work with. Proactive happiness, so that you're happy yourself, how you share it with others, which is probably something that you're already really good at if you're a heart-led business owner. And then how that and realizing then that actually has a ripple effect, and eventually that will help to lift the mood of the planet. And everybody's got a part to play in that.
They absolutely do. And the thing is, when you are, and this kind of gets bandied around a little bit, the term heart-led business owner. And what we're talking about is good people doing good things, right? People who have good intentions for the work that they do, good intentions for themselves, good intentions for the people around them. And within that, doing good business. That's we hear heart-led and some people might go, what does that mean? That's what it means. It means that when you give consideration to the work that you do, you're doing it from this place of wanting to do good things and wanting to do good for the people that you work with and the services that you provide and the products that you make and all of that sort of stuff. And I think that when you're that, sometimes it's really easy to feel alone. It's very easy to sleep. You know, when you say like the mood is flat, if we was to, and I've stopped doing this, to watch the news and we was to, you know, immerse ourselves in media or commentary of, you know, economics or politics or business and what the landscape looks like, it's very easy to feel lonely. It's very easy to feel sad. I think that, you know, the energy that you surround yourself with is absolutely key to the energy with which you find in order to put it into your business. And for you, what you've done with the Happy Business Club and creating the Happy Business Club, it helps people stop feeling so alone, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the other thing is it has a cumulative effect anyway. It's like you said, you surround yourself with people who are focusing on the same things as you, focusing on growth, focusing on the betterment of others with their hearts open. This is the thing. You can have your heart closed and still try to do that. It's not really going to get you very far.
Yeah.
It might do, but you're not.
It'll get you to a point. And if we're talking about actually, you know, what happiness is, if you've not got that in mind, then that's going to run itself out relatively quickly.
Absolutely. You know, happiness precedes success. Sean Acker said that. And I truly and utterly believe it. If you want success, get yourself happy first, because if you get success without happiness, it's going to feel very, very hollow. Yeah. But also, it isn't just about you. It is about everybody else. And, you know, if you do find yourself in a position where you are on your own, and this is one of the biggest reasons I get involved in the Hive. This is one of the biggest reasons I come to be inspired, because I can see how true and real and honest it is, and how much it actually creates. It's like an atomic bomb, you know. It's like an atomic bomb, you know, all the energy of everybody, it turns into something much bigger than what it is on its own. And I think the community side of things, especially when when you spend as much time in your office as I do, right? You're busy doing your stuff work. You need to not only be able to support yourself, but allow other people to support you as well. And one of the best things that I love is making new friends. Every day. I tell you what, in my message, if you went in my messenger now and read the conversations, you'd literally spend your whole time peeing your pants. They are hilarious. And I love it the most. And to me, that's like the epitome of working happy. Yeah. So, it makes a difference. You're creating more energy just by being in the room with other people who are in the same position as you, who want the betterment of others, who are festooning.
Love that. For anyone who doesn't know, festooning is what bees do when they're building something new. They actually physically link arms and show the other bees where to build to. And that's, you know, one of the kind of cornerstones of IATQB. And I know, Michelle, for you as well, we've done some work together in the past, and you've been to the swarms that we do in the summer and what have you. And what's been brilliant is to see you do that for yourself, like, and build that with yourself, and seeing what you're building now is such a joy. So give us a little bit of background on you, Michelle. Like, what's been your journey to be creating what you're creating now?
Okay, so I can honestly, categorically say that I have been on a relentless pursuit of happiness for the last at least 20 years. Yeah. So to say at least 20 years, it is actually at least 20 years. And every year it kind of creeps a little bit further from the 20 years. So soon I'll be saying 30 years. I don't know. But I started out in my 20s when I did a diploma in stress management and hypnotherapy, and I did that for about 6 years. Yeah. I did all the diploma in it. I worked with individuals. Even before that, I was really interested in growth in positive psychology. And it was quite a new thing then. Stress at work was not really commonly known about, and people didn't understand it. Things like hypnotherapy and other therapies, which allow you to regulate your nervous system, weren't as widespread and mainstream as they are now. And now it's getting to the point now where, yes, we know about workplace stress. We know about, therapies and regulation and mental health issues and how to, improve our mental health. But the thing that we've not yet started to focus on is the proactive side of things, proactive happiness, all the stuff that you already have inside you as a human being, and bring that out and be more intentional about it. So this is the kind of message that I'm trying to get out. I want everybody to have a go, because it's not difficult. Happiness is easy. Happiness is instilled in you as a human being. It's already there. It's just about pulling it out. And sometimes it's harder than at other times. For some people, it is harder than others. But you have to start somewhere. And you have to start with the small things. And I think,
Absolutely. And
yeah,
and there's with this, and the caveat with this is that happiness isn't just the turning on of false PMA. Like we hear people say it all the time, like, oh, just gotta have a positive mental attitude, that's what you've got. And actually, happiness as an entity, as a feeling, as isn't a destination. You don't just switch on happiness, and the things that you teach are the things that you can do to bring you back to that. So this is not us saying, or Michelle saying, that the only way to be is happy, because we have to experience a full range of emotions in order to have a human experience. But if we set happiness as the direction, then at least we're building intentionally with that in mind, and that prevents us getting lost when we do have the curveballs hit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it starts with pops of what I call pops of joy. Pops of joy, like little bubbles. If we can pick out the little bubbles, if you're flat on the ground, if you're full throttle depression, whatever, and you're going through therapy, what happens is you start with the pops of joy. You start with the things that are already there that you can say, actually, I can do that. If you can say, I can do that, and you do it once, then you know you can do it again. And you build on that. It's something that you build on. And it's really weird, because one of the things that it's like I look at my life and I think, and it's almost like I'm testing the waters. Am I really happy? Am I really happy? And I ask myself every day, am I really happy? Or is this all a front? It's not a fucking front. I feel fizzy every single morning. And I was never like that 2 years ago. I was never like that 6 months ago. But this is how I start my day. And this is the kind of momentum that I've built into my life. And I've had depression. When I was 17, I was in a real funk. I remember being in my parents' house in they had a cellar, and they converted one of the cellar rooms into my bedroom. Had no lights, no windows, but I had lights. Headlights,
but not natural light, like a kind of like a box situation.
And I went through a depression after my grandma died. I've never told anybody this before.
I have that effect on people. When you get on in here, you feel all safe and you start sharing stuff. But this is the good stuff. This is the stuff that, when we have these conversations, they trigger they trigger these stories when you realize, oh my goodness, this is what happened then, or this is a story that I could tell. So please carry on.
Yeah, well, I remember there was one point my mum actually took me to the doctors. I went to see a therapist, and I spent my whole time in this dark room with the lights off, literally blackness. I think I stayed there for a full 3 days one time.
Right.
I haven't even thought of it for a very long time, but I've thought of it now. And it just goes to show you how far I've come from, sitting in a dark, I know it was a very long time ago, but I have been on the pursuit of happiness for a very long time.
Yeah, we all are.
Well, this is the thing. It's got me to the point where every morning, right, this is my morning routine. I cannot advocate for a good morning routine to get your pops of joy in first thing in the morning, because they help you along the way. So my morning routine is, I like to read a good book. Quite often I read, what I like to do is people who are in my sphere of consciousness, all the people that I absolutely love, that are heart-led business owners, when they bring a book out, it's like, get me on the 99p Kindle thing, get it open and start reading it. I want to find out about these people. I want to find out how they inspire people. And I read them. I'm reading Nick Davis's book at the moment. Oh, she speaks.
Oh, Get Life Organised.
Oh, she speaks to my soul. Anyway.
It's so good.
I know. So I spend some time. I open my eyes. I actually read it on my phone. So I'm gonna read my book, and then at a certain time I think, right, I've got to get a little man up. So what I'll do is I'll get up and I'll do some stretching exercises. Literally about 2 minutes worth of stretch. It's so ingrained now that I don't even think about it. Sometimes I wonder if I've done it, but if I find myself making the bed, the chances are I've actually done it.
You've actually done it.
Yeah.
You and then want to stretch. I'm like,
well, it's like,
feels good.
It really does. Anyway, so I've done that, and then I stick my music on, stick some YouTube on. At the moment, it's Lizzo, of course.
Always
Truth
Lizzo.
Hurts by Lizzo. It's my favourite at the moment.
I love that.
And I was dancing in my pyjamas, and then the door opens to the other room, and my little lad comes out, and he's dancing in his pyjamas, and whoop, whoop, and all of this stuff. 5 minutes later, we're getting ready. It's like, little busy ants around the house, doing whatever, me shouting at him, saying, come on, get away, come on.
Busying him up.
get him off to school, and I can start. I come into my office. I love my office. I've made it the way that I want it to be. I start talking to people. I start doing my work. I start getting creative. I'll go out for a walk. I'll put my podcast on, whatever I'm listening to at the time. I'll come back. I'll have stopped a million times and written in my Trello board of the ideas, what things, and then I forget about them, and then I come back to them. And the day developed like that. And the whole time, this how I am now. With you sitting here, this is how I am. And I can tell you for nothing, everybody that ever works with me, sits on a Zoom with me, this is what they will see.
Yeah, I mean, I get similar. It's interesting. They're like, "Are you like this all the time?" And I'm like, "Well, I get out of bed to do what I do. I don't." The energy that I bring to everything intentionally, because I fucking love it. And I think when you find that joy within what it is that you do, you present differently. You have a little bit of a different sort of fire around yourself and what you bring to the table and your interactions with people. And Michelle, you do that so beautifully. And it's that connection with those pops of joy and that connection with that happiness, the beginning at the beginning of the day, creating that momentum that moves you through your day. People say to me all the time, Matt, how do you do what you do? How are you traveling all over the place? How are you doing what you do? It's that actually, when I get to the thing that I love, I can't help it. I can't not do it. You become magnetized towards the thing that you want to create. And within that, not only are you creating pops of joy and happiness, but you're generating success. You can only be successful when you attack things with that frame of mind. Absolutely. Or it makes it much easier to be successful, which is why this concept of happiness and joy sits alongside business. And the more intentional we are about it, the more we enjoy our work, the better impact we have on our mental health, but also the better impact that we have on our bottom line, right?
Yeah. Well, work hard.
Yep.
I'm all for that. Work smart. I'm double thumbs up for that. And work happy. I'm a whoop whoop for that.
Michelle, tell us about how our incredible community can come and get involved with the things that you are doing.
Oh, do you know what? I've been dragging my hair out over this. I have a magazine, The Happy Business Express. I'm building it. The Lisa Johnson is in this next one, which is landing on Monday. So the 20 seconds of sheer bravery paid off, and the lovely Lisa Johnson is actually put her heart on the page a little bit about how she perceives happiness. It's absolutely lovely.
I love that.
But I've got a million and other amazing people in my community who have written for me, some new writers, some regular writers, and this month it's about events. So we're going to be showcasing events, so online, offline, free retreats, expensive ones, whatever floats your boat, a mixture of everything, just so we can showcase them. It's not a big magazine, it won't take you hours to read. It's 5 minutes with a cuppa, and it's bright and it's cheerful, and it shows the real people. This is the thing, it shows the people behind the businesses. It's real. I want people to send in selfies, not professional photographs. I want them to, be a bit daft, be wholehearted about their business, and show people who people are going to be working with. Because ultimately, you're promoting your business, which it's all very well and good, but you're going to have a relationship with your clients. And if they already know who you are, then you're going to draw the right people to you. And this is a space. I could quite easily write the whole magazine myself. I could. Yeah. I put an editor's note in, I put whatever else I'm doing in at the end, but the vast majority of it is for the writers, for the contributors. And number one, you can sign up and get the magazine for free. It's absolutely free. There's no money around this as well. And I think it's quite important for me to keep it that way. Even though I'm building a business, I'm building a happy business club separately, but I'm building a community, and the community is for everybody, no matter where they are. So no matter if they haven't got pot to piss in, basically, but they still have the heart to actually create a business. This is for them as well. This is for the people who are already halfway there, but they want to make new friends and work with other people and fill in the gaps where they need help. And get inspiration as well at the same time, isn't it? It's, yes, of course, for the contributors, they get to share what it is that they do, but for the reader as well,
to see these successful people, these breakthrough artists in the business world, these established business people, and everything in between. There'll be a story within there, an article within there that's going to ignite a spark that then will generate a whole bunch of momentum for something you might not have even thought about before. And to create something that people can engage with that has that potential, for me, is so exciting, Michelle. Like, congratulations on creating it, because I know it's been a real labour of love.
I tell you what, I didn't even know how exciting it was going to be. Literally, the idea, I thought the audacity of the woman. I'm walking along one day, just doing a little walk, listening to me podcast, whatever. And I just thought, oh, I don't want to write emails. They're a bit boring. I'm not going to write a newsletter either. I'm going to do a magazine.
I love it.
Oh, I'm going to, and I'm having this conversation with myself. Who do you think you are? You're not going to do a magazine.
Keep editing now, babes.
Well, I did it. I just went off, and it wasn't actually all that difficult. It wasn't that difficult. If anybody else wants to do it, I tell you what, it's the best thing.
Go ahead. Oh, I love that.
And I did the first issue, and I wanted it to be bright, and I wanted it to be colourful, and I wanted to embody what the Happy Business Club is all about. So I did that, and I got my mates to write for it. And then I started inviting people, and now I've even got to the stage. We're just about to launch issue 7, and I've got to the stage where if you write for me, and this is the thing, it's not just for writers, it's anybody who has a small business or anybody who has a business who's heart-led and wants the betterment of others and who wants to share themselves with the world. It doesn't matter if you've never written before. It doesn't matter if you're not visible. It doesn't even matter if you've got any blooming clients. I don't flipping care. If you've got something to say, write for me. I love that. Is at the end of when I put it all to bed, I get on and I do loads of Canva graphics for each individual person that's contributed, so that they've got something that they can put out into the world, say, look at me, I'm in a magazine, look at me, how cool am I? And they get a badge as well, a little virtual badge for writing in the issue. So I give you a pack with some little bit pieces of content just to make it easier for you to be able to share it with others, because that's one of the things that I want everybody to do. I want not to share the magazine, but to share yourself and celebrate others and make new friends and create this community. That it is a community. It is, for me, it's not a business. And I absolutely love doing it. And sometimes I just have to have words with myself. Michelle, can you stop doing the blooming magazine and actually do some work? But
it's so important, Michelle. And the thing is, when people do become a part of the community and start to share in that way, like from an inspiration point of view, from a not feeling lonely point of view, from a mental health point of view, from a bottom line point of view, it does give you that ignition sometimes that you need on those slower days, on the days where it is more difficult. So thank you for creating something so beautiful. Thank you for creating the Happy Business Club and that wonderful, wonderful community. We're all so proud of you. How do we get hold of the magazine? How do we find out more about the Happy Business Club?
Right. Am I all right to drop the link in the Hive?
Please do. Right, you absolutely are.
Literally all you have to do is click on it, pull your little details, you'll get a copy. If you do it today, if you do it before Monday, you'll get the previous issue, which is Keep Calm and Happy On. So it's about regulating your nervous system. Loads of good stuff in there, loads of hints and tips. And on Monday, the new issue lands, and that is the events issue. So upcoming events. So you can find out about lots of. Do you know what? I started getting all this information about the events. I want to go to every single one of them.
Right.
I can't. I'm booked up. So I have to be.
There are some phenomenal events out there. So, and some of which, we're going to be going to, our community is going to be going to. We've got Atomicon coming up. Nick James got his underground event. Nick James got his underground event coming up. There's loads of fantastic events. Nicola Rowley today, a media meet and mingle today. There's so many good things. Lisa Johnson, the Visible event. There's so many good things that you can get your teeth into. So what a timely issue coming out really soon around events as well. So Keeping Calm and Happy and events. Go and get signed up.
I've got a Facebook group as well. I've literally just this week launched a Facebook group. I didn't really want to do it, but then I thought it's the best way of speaking to all the friends that I've made in one place and sharing all the things that I've got coming up and all the teachings. I've got a really good the ebook last year in the Swarm.
All the things. I've got this.
Danny Wallace said, write, oh, this stuff that you've got, write it in an ebook. So it took me 3 weeks to write this ebook, and then I put it away. And I was like, I never did anything with this blooming ebook. So I've put it in the group. It's brilliant. It's like 45 pages. It's got like little emojis and pineapples and all sorts of stuff on it. It's really, really, I love it. I read it every other once in a while. I was like, oh my God, that is so good.
So what's the ebook about?
The ebook is The Secret to a Happy Business.
Beautiful.
Even after a global pandemic. So it gives you like 6 core principles about what you might consider to build into your business and how to do it so that it works for you and you actually get the most happiness and create. You've got to create it. You've got to be proactive about it and a different way of looking at it, and pulling these different things together to eventually create your happy business. So that's what it's about. So there's the group. There's the magazine. I've got all sorts of stuff going on.
So I think the best thing to do is get signed up for the magazine, get on into the group, and then you can share all of the incredible stuff that you get up to in there. Excuse me, I'm choking. I got excited. So when you do that, when you surround yourself with that kind of energy, when you surround yourself with people like Michelle, you can only do well. It is that kind of motivation, that inspiration, that momentum creation, those little pops of joy that keep you, your life and your business moving. Michelle, it has been an absolute pleasure to speak to you this morning. You've made my day. You've cheered me right up.
I've got to tell you about your dream, but I'll tell you about the dream that I had about last night, but I'll tell you another.
You had a dream, but no, you're not going anywhere now. You had a dream about me.
Yeah.
Was it? It wasn't a sexy dream, was it? I hope not.
I know, right. All right, I'm going to say it as quick as I can. Right. I woke up this morning and I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be speaking to Danny today. I've got to tell her about this dream. So basically, there was this, like big, massive bridges, the ones that hundreds of meters high.
Like the Golden Gate Bridge type thing.
Yeah, and they do bungee jumps off them.
Yeah, no, that's a no from me.
Well, not in this dream. So basically, I was walking down and you were there with your hair tie on and your dungarees on and this big black and yellow harness.
Harness. Thank God I had a harness on.
And you're like this, and I'm running over to you, and you literally, in about 2 seconds, click, 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 click. Are you sitting comfortably? No.
No, so for my 40th, it's my 40th birthday this year. I want to raise £40,000 for the Flying Away Foundation in the year that I'm 40. So we're doing a rickshaw run in India. We're going to have a big old party. We're going to do loads of things. I will not be base jumping off anything.
You did it in my dream. That's good enough.
I did it in your dream. So if you want to donate, go to flyanywayfoundation.org. Go donate for me jumping off a bridge in Michelle's dream. Michelle, it has been a pleasure speaking to you this morning. You're an absolute angel. I'm sure. I love you too. Thank you for coming on. Incredible bunch from the Queen Bee. Tracy Tillman, absolutely fucking not. I love you loads. I'll see you soon. Michelle Thomas from the Happy Business Club. Go and check her out. She is phenomenal. Absolute force of nature. Mad as a box of frogs, and we wouldn't have her any other way. Thank you for joining me this morning on the show at Wise Up Rise Up Show. Hope it's given you something to smile about this morning, something to get excited about. Go and check Michelle Thomas and the Happy Business Club out. I will see you on Friday morning from my house, I hope, for more showing up, wising up and rising up. Make sure you're working on your week, you're learning with us. Share with us in the hive what your wins are, what your successes are, and also what challenges that you're facing. And if you need us to rally and swarm, then we will. If you're not already following me at the Queen Bee Danny over on Instagram, I'll be sharing with you some of the behind the scenes stuff from the Nicola Rowley Meet and Mingle today with members of the press. Very exciting. I will see you in the stories. I will see you on Friday for more showing up, wising up and rising up. And if you're a client, I'll see you in your one-to-ones. Right, my darlings. I'll see you all later. Have an incredible day.